Welcome to the math tutorial for quadratic equations. Today's problem is on geometrical problems. Today's objectives are to learn how to solve quadratic equations, to be able to find dimensions given the values of the perimeter and area, and to understand and analyze word problems. So here's an example. We are given the perimeter and area for a rectangle. However, we don't know the dimension. What we do? Simple. We are given the values of the perimeter and area, 50 cm and 100 square centimeters. So now, we first use the formula. P equals 2L, which means 2 times the length, plus 2W, which means 2 times the width of the rectangle. We use this formula because it is known that the two sides parallel and adjacent to each other are equal. Therefore, all we have to do is get the measurement of one side, then multiply it by 2. Then add it to the measurement of the other side multiplied by 2. But you can also opt to just add all the sides together and you will still get the same answer. Moving on. So we now transpose 2L to the other side next to 50. Every time you transpose a number to the other side of the equation, you change its sign, which is why 2L is now negative 2L. Now we isolate the variable, and we do this by dividing the equation by 2. We now rename L to x, and we then get the equation 25 minus x equals W. Now, area. The formula for area is L times W. If W is equal to 25 minus x and L is now x, then that would mean the formula for area would be x times 25 minus x, meaning x times 25 minus x is equal to 100. Now we solve for the dimensions. X times 25 minus x is equal to 100. We then multiply whatever needs to be multiplied to get the equation. That would give us negative x plus 25 equals 100. X can never be negative, so we transpose negative x plus 25 to the other side with 100, or in short, we put it in general form. That means the value on the other side of the equation is 0. We then get x minus 25x plus 100 is equals to 0. Now, we factor this into two binomials. So we get the binomials x minus 20 times x minus 5. We split these up into two sections. We now have x minus 20 equals 0, and we want to give x a value, so we transpose negative 20 to the other side. Now x has a value of 20. We do the same to the other section. Now x is 5. So now we check. To check, we substitute the values. So we use the equation x times 25 minus x equals 100, which is the equation for area. We substitute our first value for x, which is 20. So 20 times 25 minus 20 equals 100. Then simplify it to 20 times 5 equals 100. That would lead to 100 is equals to 100, which proves to us that our solutions are correct. We do the same to the other side. 5 times 25 minus 5 is equals to 100. And simplify to 5 times 20 equals 100. And now that would give us 100 is equals to 100. Now a word problem. Let's say a girl named Mia had a birthday party. She wanted to know how many people she could accommodate in her lawn. She thought up 3 values. A was 80 people, B was 150 people, and C was 200 people. Now let's solve. The perimeter was 150 meters, while the area was 1,250 square meters. So we do the same thing. 150 is equals to 2L plus 2W. We then isolate the values and transpose, and that gives us 75 minus x equals W. We do the same procedure and get the formula for area, and that would be x times 75 minus x. Now, to solve, we get x times 75 minus x equals 1,250. We multiply whatever we need to multiply, giving us 75x minus x squared equals 1,250. Now we transpose 75x minus x squared to the other side and put it in general form, giving us x squared minus 75x plus 1,250 equals 0. Now we factor these out and we get x minus 25 times x minus 50 equals 0. Divide it into two sections and we get x minus 25 equals 0. And then you transpose and that will give us x equals 25. We do the same to the other side. X minus 50 equals 0 and we transpose and that gives us x equals 50. Now time for checking. We substitute the values. X times 75 minus x equals 1,250 and we get the first value of x, which is 25. So that's 25 times 75 minus 25 equals 1,250, and 25 times 50 is equals to 1,250. Then now you get 1,250 equals 1,250. We do the same to the other side, and that second value is 50. So x times 75 minus x equals 1,250. So you substitute it by 50. 50 times 75 minus 50 equals 1,250. 50 times 25, and that will give us 1,250 equals 1,250. Now a second word problem. It can be a little tricky. Sometimes the value of the area is not always greater than the value of the perimeter. Sometimes they can be equal to each other. So let's say the value of the perimeter and area is 18 meters and 18 square meters. Now, how many guests can Mia seat in one table? Given the values of the perimeter and area, she thought up 3 possible dimensions. These dimensions could either be 9 and 2, 3 and 6, and 1 and 18. That would mean A would be able to seat 22 people, B would be able to seat 18 people, and C would be able to seat 38 people. So now, let's solve. 18 is equal to 2L plus 2W. Now, we transpose and isolate, meaning divide it by 2, and that would give us 9 minus x equals W. A is equals to L and W, so that would mean A is equal to x times 9 minus x. Next, we solve for the equation. X times 9 minus x is equal to 18. We multiply it, and that will give us 9x minus x squared equals 18. We transpose and put it in general form, and that would give us x squared minus 9x plus 18 equals 0. Now, factor in. X minus 6 times x minus 3. We divide it into two sections, and that would give us x minus 6 equals 0. That would give us x equals 6 for the first value of x, and x minus 3 equals 0. We transpose that. X equals 3 would be the second value for x. Now we check. So the first value is 6, so 6 times 9 minus 6 equals 18, and that would mean 6 times 3 equals 18, and that would give us 18 equals 18. Now the second value is 3. X times 9 minus x is equal 18, so substitute it. That will give us 3 times 9 minus 3 equals 18. 3 times 6 equals 18, and that would give us 18 equals 18. Therefore, the dimensions of the table are 6 and 3, meaning they'd be able to seat 18 people in one table. Thank you for listening and watching this video. I hope you learned a lot. This is Steffi Laurel. Thank you for watching the math tutorial.